Hello everyone and welcome. I know I am late. I do apologise, and for those who are catching up with me. Oh no, I just lost my piece of paper. No! Oh gosh. All gone wrong already. Right, so just bear with me 1 minute. I'm just going to disappear. Back! Hello. Oh, Facebook Lives. Right. Hello. I know I haven't sent out a reminder for this one. I haven't done loads of stuff for this one. So this one here that I'm going to be talking about tonight is about what I've done throughout this year and what my plans are for next year, because they're going to be slightly different. As you know, throughout this year I have been doing 2 Facebook Lives a month. So this is my first one for December. It's the first Saturday and the third Saturday of every month that I've been doing a Facebook Live. It was a goal that I set for myself right at the beginning of the year. In fact, it was the previous year, to get myself used to talking to cameras, get myself used to the whole live genre and everything. And I've really enjoyed it. So I thought I'm going to keep it going. Now I'm working with my phone tonight because everything has just been delayed today. I don't know where I've been. I obviously have not been here. I've kind of got to that point where, yes, I need to do this, this and this. And okay, I've done that, and I've done that. And, you know, I'm still trying to catch up with myself on lots of different respects. So hopefully tomorrow I can catch up with some more paperwork, catch up with bits and pieces. Now, I just want to do a bit of a catch up because obviously my next one is going to be on the 18th of December, and it's going to be my Christmas one, and also about the last kind of one of the year. So if none of you are watching this, that's absolutely fine. All of these videos that I have done on Facebook, you can catch up with them because I have put them onto my YouTube channel, which is emilybaker.psychicmedium, and you can catch up with my Facebook Lives there. So just to have a bit of a run through, I've just been looking at my diary of what I've been doing this year and what I've gone through. So in January it was basic hello, how are you? Then in February I talked about superstitions. March I talked about pendulums and meditating. In April I talked about talking to yourself. Oh yes, that was an interesting one. Found out a lot of us actually do talk to ourselves quite a lot. And actually I do it even more now. It's coming up to Christmas and people are saying, oh, that was an interesting conversation you had. And I went, yes, it was, but yeah, I still haven't figured out what I'm going to be doing. And a gentleman and another lady came up to me in a shop and she said, I do that all the time. And I said, well, talk to yourself and looking at things. She said, yes. So, hello Laura, how are you? So I'm just going through what I've been doing over this year. Okay. So in April I was also talking about oneself, as I was saying, and also artwork, and specifically my psychic art and what it is, how I work with it and things like that. Okay. Then in May I went on to talk about cleansing. Now I was a little bit silly and I didn't write down everything that I did this year, but I know I did too. In June it was Father's Day, so I did talk about Father's Day. July I talked about how to nurture your soul. Again, you can see all of these on the Facebook, on YouTube's channel, which is emilybaker.psychicmedium on YouTube. Okay, so if you want to find me, that's where you can find all of these. And also in July, apart from nurturing your soul and how do you do it, I also talked about dreams. In August, I talked about colour therapy and scrying. In September, I talked about terminology and psychometry. Then in October, I talked about crystals and Halloween, obviously, because it's Halloween in October. In November, I talked about remembrance, obviously, because it's remembrance. And then the last one I did, which was at the end of November, I talked about some of the Christmas ideas, such as I do vouchers, because I'm an aromatherapist as well, I do my nasal inhalers, aromatic nasal inhalers. I've got artwork for sale, then you can kind of perhaps book somebody a reading or buy a voucher for a reading, all sorts of things. Well, I also want to let you know a lot of things have also been happening behind the scenes as well, in that I'm been having my website updated, which is fantastic. So it's kind of, I'm not great with technology. This was a challenge to do these Facebook Lives, complete challenge. Some of them, yes, some of them, some of them I kind of go, oh gosh, I wish I could redo that, but you can't. When it's alive, so there we go. And we learn from that, which is fantastic. So, you know, it is what it is. And so with that, you can actually from the website, hopefully, you'll be able to go straight onto my YouTube page and have a look at the videos there as well. Now, the YouTube videos also, I have also each month been using my perceptionary cards and giving a reading as to what I feel the month is going to hold via the cards. So that's also quite an interesting one. So there's 12 of those. Now, I just want to talk about what I intend for the coming year, because you know, I'm always, if anybody knows me, I'm kind of like, oh, I could do this and I can do that, and then Emily over ideas herself and ends up kind of going, oh, I think I'm doing too much. Who doesn't do that? So I'm kind of trying to keep it realistic, but I have enjoyed doing these Facebook Lives. Yes, it's a challenge, but I want to keep that going as much as possible. So I also want to up it a little bit, because I think I've talked a lot about mediumship, and I was going to keep it all about mediumship, but I think I want to upgrade it a little bit and talk about my aromatherapy and reflexology as well, because they're also part of my business and they're also important, and I love them as well. I love the aromatherapy, which is like mini alchemy. I feel like one of those, I was about to say Nostradamus, you know, where he's kind of being the alchemist and looking for, no, it wasn't Nostradamus, was it? No, because he was the astrologer. I'm looking at Da Vinci, because he also was a semi-alchemist, because obviously with the paints that he was using, he had to know how to gain the paints, and also he was also looking into the Philosopher's Stone, which was all about how to find gold and how to make gold and stuff. And in fact, can I just say with that, I heard something on the radio which was really fascinating about gold. Gold can only be created via the stardust. And I was like, what? What do you mean? But apparently it's something to do with the incredible heat and also stone. I don't know. It's something kind of quite incredible. Anyway, that the earth does not make gold. It's actually inputted into the earth, which is quite a bizarre thing. So yeah, it's one of those weird ones. Whereas crystals, they grow due to pressure and things like that, but gold is different. It works differently. So yeah, so that's why gold is very precious commodity. And if you have the old mobile phones, they've got some gold in them. Their phones. Anyway, moving on. So with my new website, there's going to be a lot of changes, and I've decided that for one of these Facebook Lives, I'm going to be talking about the aromatherapy and reflexology, and one of them I'm going to be talking about about the mediumship still. If you've got any questions for me that you want to ask me about mediumship, about how does it work, where, you know, how do you do this, how do you do that, I will probably recover some of the things I talked about this year, such as about my art, because I know I did get quite a few questions about my psychic art and how do I work with that, because psychic artists, there's kind of there's many different varieties, but there's also people work sometimes tandemly with another person, which I have done, and it's linking in together, or that in my case it was kind of like we were trying to do separate messages, but it ended up being that we were linking into each other. So that's how that one works. So yeah, so there are people who do go around working together, one solely giving the messages, one solely just doing the artwork. So yeah, so talking more about those things in a little bit more in depth on my lives. And it may be a case that I may swap it to being on a YouTube live, but it will still be showing up on the Facebook as well, so you can still catch me, you can still find out what the videos are and everything else. So those are kind of some of the ideas that I've got for next year. If you have got any ideas of what you would like me to talk about, and I was thinking for the aromatherapy and the reflexology ones of getting you 12 oils for the month and talking a little bit about those, and then for the reflexology talking about a point to go along with that. So 12 points and 12 oils. So I thought that would be a really nice combination to talk about in a Facebook Live. How I'm going to do that with regards to working on someone's foot, I'm not too sure. We'll figure that one out, because also reflexology can be done on the hand, so I can always do that, or I can pull a chart or things like that. So there's means and ways around it. The finer minutiae details are yet to be figured out. So those are my plans for next year. I hope that you'll still be able to join me, and that, you know, just tell your friends if you know somebody who's wanting to start out, or they, you know, they've kind of got loads of stuff going off for them and they're not understanding, is this, I didn't even touch on symbolism. In fact, I did, yes, really early on I touched on about symbolism. So yes, I can recover all of that about in mediumship, about symbolism, terminology. Some people who I've come across this year they're very much in their head and trying to get themselves grounded and working with all of that as well. I haven't talked about the chakras. I haven't talked about the aura fields. I haven't talked about the colours in the aura fields or anything like that. I haven't talked about the brain waves, which also alter how mediums work and on what level and all sorts of stuff. So there is still a huge amount. I haven't talked about aura photography. I haven't talked about photographs that you can do with regard on a normal camera and stuff, and working out how you can capture spirit along with your camera. That fascinates me, and I'd love to have a go. So I am looking at, I have got the right type of camera, because you need to be able to adjust the shutter speed and stuff like that. So I'm going to have a go at doing that at some point. When? Who knows? But yes, all of that I want to cover as well as doing the aromatherapy and reflexology, because they're also part of my business. Like I say, please, if you are watching this and you've got some questions, or, you know, there's some topics that I haven't covered, and I know there's many topics I haven't covered, then please give me a shout and let me know. The other thing I haven't covered is the type of services that I do, or that are available as well, such as psychic suppers, party bookings, all of these kind of things that you hear mediums say that they're doing. Platform work. Do you know what platform work is? Do you know what I mean by a psychic supper and things like that? Hi, June. If there is, you know, anything there that you would like me to talk about, I am more than happy to do it. Absolutely. I hold my hand up bravely and say yes. Sometimes I've sat there and kind of going, oh my gosh, what am I going to think about? So in a way, I'm really pleased that this year I've accomplished doing a Facebook Live. The first one was like, breathe, just breathe. It's okay. So yes, I'm much more comfortable about doing it now, and like I say, I may end up doing a video on YouTube and then uploading it onto Facebook and all sorts of stuff. So I'm going to have a little bit of a play with it next year. I'm giving you that heads up now, as well. So yes, you may catch me on a live on Facebook, but also on YouTube, but I will let you know as well. So I have had a little play on a YouTube live as well, and you can still put comments in, you can still say hello and all the rest of it. It is similar. It's in fact, it is, to me, when I did it, it was practically the same actually. So yeah, we'll have a go with that one. So if there is anything else that you would like me to cover, or if there's anything here and now that you've got questions for me, I'm more than happy to answer them for you. But what I will be doing as well, please have a look out on I know I haven't been much on Facebook recently. I have been incredibly busy for the past few weeks. In fact, November was just off the Richter scale for me. I thought actually September and October were bad, but November has been really, really busy. Hence why I haven't announced this. So I've got to learn to actually put them up as, yes, Emily's going to be doing a Facebook Live, and make those all events and put those into the diary straight away. So I'll be doing that before New Year. Topics, don't know. We're going to leave that. And also, June, I know. Miss your smiley face in our team. Oh, bless you. Oh, June. No, it's okay. It's okay, June. It'll be all right. It'll be okay. It'll be okay. So, yeah. But yes, if there's anything that on the treatment side that I can help you, or perhaps to help others as well, I'm more than happy to do that. Please, send me your questions. I can't treat people, so it has to be very vague answers. I can't be specific about people's ailments and things like that, because that would require me to have a consultation with that person, etc. And I do need to make that really, really clear, because that goes into the whole insurance purposes and stuff like that. But what I can do is talk about certain points reflexology wise, and oils and things like that as well, and the ways that you can use them as well. You don't have to apply them straight to the body as well, which that's a wonderful part of it as well. So for the time being, I know all of you are kind of sitting there kind of going, I'm eating my tea as quickly as possible, because strict dancing is going to start soon, and get yourselves all ready for that as well. But like I say, please drop me a line if there is something that you would like me to cover, something that you would like me to answer. If you're having a situation, let me know, and let's see if I can help you with that in any way as well. So I'm more than happy to help. You can catch me on emilyjbaker.com. You can get me through Facebook, obviously, because that's where you're finding me now. You can find me on Instagram as well, so you can send me a message through that. You can also just drop me an email, Emily Baker. You can choose here. You can choose between Emily Baker Massage at googlemail.com, or you can go emilybaker.psychicmedium. Okay, so I like to kind of try to separate them out as well. And I will be trying to separate out my Facebook account as well. So you may find another Facebook account. So you may find me saying, hi, please come and join me. Follow me on my new page. And that will be about aromatherapy, reflexology. So I'm just separating things out a little bit, making it all easier for you. So like I say, there's been a lot of things in the pipeline happening back here. Oh gosh, that sounds ever so professional. Lots of things happening behind the scenes over the last few months, and things that have been churning away through lockdown, that I'm actually finally, it's all coming together, and I am really excited about next year. And I have got something for you to tell you on the 18th of December. Please have a listen to the 18th of December one, because there is something new happening there for me, which has started off this year, and it's actually escalating, which is fabulous, and I'm really excited about it. So please do join me. I've got some information. It's all to do about Christmas as well, and it will be on Christmas Day, and all sorts of stuff happening then. I know, Christmas Day, who would have thought I'd be working on Christmas Day? But please do join me on the 18th of December, which will be my last Facebook Live for 2021, and then I'll be going into 2022. Don't worry, I won't leave you. Please let me know if the timings are good for you, like at 5 o'clock, maybe I may be doing them earlier during the day. all sorts of stuff. So yes, I'll be keeping you on your toes, keeping you all on your toes next year, definitely, as I will be kept on my toes as well. So I look forward to seeing you on the 18th of December at 5 o'clock. I'm going to make sure that it's all set up, ready to go at that time, because I've got some wonderful news to tell you. And something I have done a couple of times, but yes, there's something happening next year as well. So yes, it's all really, really exciting. And I've got some events to tell you for next year as well. So I would love you to have your diaries with you, just so that you can pop them in already. I know, so many things already happening. So please, please, please join me on the 18th of December at 5 o'clock. Let me just check. It is the 18th now that I've gone and said it. It is the 18th. I've got my diary here. It is the 18th. And I look forward to seeing you. And please drop me a line, even if it's just to say hello. And June, it's lovely to see you too. And let me know how you're getting on. All right. So take care, all of you, and I'll speak to you soon. All right. Bye-bye now.